Rain tapped softly against the cafe windows as the clock turned to 7:47 p.m. He was 47 minutes late. But she was still there. Emma sat quietly, her fingers wrapped around a cup of coffee that had long gone cold. She had stopped checking her phone 10 minutes ago. There were no messages. No calls. Just silence. Maybe he's not coming, she whispered to herself, her voice barely audible over the soft hum of conversations around her. This was supposed to be their first real meeting after 3 months of late-night chats, shared stories, and unexpected laughter through a screen. He had seemed different, honest, kind, real. But now, doubt crept in. Every time the cafe door opened, her eyes lifted with hope, and fell again with disappointment. Outside, the rain grew heavier. Across town, Daniel gripped the steering wheel tightly as his car cut through the wet streets. His heart raced, not just from being late, but from everything that had gone wrong. In the back seat, his 6-year-old daughter Lily slept, her small body curled under a blanket, her cheeks slightly flushed with fever. "I'm sorry, kiddo," he murmured, glancing at her in the rearview mirror. The day had started normally. But then the school called. "Your daughter isn't feeling well." Everything else stopped mattering. He rushed to pick her up, took her to the doctor, waited for medicine, stayed with her until she finally fell asleep. Somewhere in all of it, time slipped away. And then he saw the clock. 7 p.m. He was already late. Now it was almost 7:45. He pulled the car to the side of the road, rain pounding harder on the windshield. His hands trembled slightly as he reached for his phone. He opened their chat. Typed a message. Deleted it. What could he even say? "Sorry, I chose my daughter over you." He closed his eyes, exhaling deeply. Then he looked back at Lily. And made a decision. "I have to try." He started the car again. The cafe door swung open with a sudden gust of cold air. Emma looked up one more time. And there he was. Breathless. Soaked. Nervous. For a moment, neither of them spoke. Daniel walked toward her slowly, his heart pounding in his chest. I'm really sorry. 47 minutes, Emma said softly. His stomach dropped. "I know. I deserve that. I counted," she added. He blinked, confused. "You counted?" She nodded, a faint smile touching her lips. "I figured you weren't the kind of person who's late for no reason." Daniel stared at her, stunned. No anger. No frustration. Just understanding. He sat down slowly, still catching his breath. "My daughter," he said quietly. "She got sick. I had to pick her up, take her to the doctor. I didn't want to cancel, but I couldn't leave her either." Emma didn't interrupt. She just listened. Her expression softened. "What's her name?" she asked gently. "Lily." Emma glanced down at the untouched coffee, then back at him. "Next time," she said, "bring her with you." Daniel felt something in his chest tighten. Not guilt this time, but something warmer. Something he hadn't felt in a long time. "Are you sure?" he asked. "I don't wait 47 minutes for people I'm unsure about," she replied. A week later, the rain had stopped, and the sky was clear. Daniel walked into the same cafe again, but this time, he wasn't alone. Lily held his hand tightly, hiding slightly behind his leg as they approached the table. Emma stood up as soon as she saw them. "Hi, Lily," she said softly, kneeling down to her level. Lily peeked at her shyly. Then, after a moment, she stepped forward. "Hi." Emma smiled. "Your dad told me a lot about you." Lily looked up at Daniel, then back at Emma. There was a small pause. Then, In a quiet but clear voice, Lily asked, "Are you going to be my new mom?" Time seemed to freeze. Daniel's eyes widened. "Lily, we don't." But Emma gently raised her hand, stopping him. She looked at Lily, really looked at her, at the innocence, the hope, the quiet bravery in her eyes. Then she smiled. "I can try, if you let me." Lily's face lit up instantly. She stepped forward and wrapped her arms around Emma. Daniel stood there, speechless. That night, as they sat together, 3 lives slowly intertwining, Emma glanced at Daniel and said, "You know, I'd wait those 47 minutes all over again." Daniel smiled softly. "Why?" She leaned back, watching Lily laugh quietly over a dessert. "Because it told me exactly who you are. Sometimes, being late isn't about not caring. Sometimes, it's proof that you care about the right things. And sometimes, someone special is willing to wait."